Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a life project with Ifiansa. My name is Ifiansa. Thank you guys so much for all the new subscriptions and or should I say all the new subscribers and all the comments from my last video. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are benefiting from the videos that I'm putting out. Yeah, so if you are new here, I am a project manager and an interior designer, and I typically film about art, culture, and design in Ghana. All right, now in today's video, I am going to be showing you the next stage after the flow, which is the last video that I posted was showing you what the flow process was like. That is the level between your ground floor and your first floor. At least for this project, that's what it was. And yeah, just showing you what that next stage is, and also showing you what an interior designer's role will be at this stage. Now, after the flow is done and is dry enough for you to go up there, one thing that your interior designer can do, or what I did in this project, was actually went up with the foreman. I had the floor plan and some charcoal. I don't know if everyone does this, but that's what I did. I was, I'm always very particular about getting the layout right, because sometimes if you shift some of your blocks even a little bit, it kind of messes up the layouts, and some people end up just living with it because it's going to cost too much to fix it, and no one wants to break block work after it has been done. So it's really important to me that that layout is gotten right from the beginning. And sometimes there are also certain changes that you may have in mind, like on the top floor, there was an area in this room. Actually, there was an area that was mapped out for poly tanks on the top floor, but eventually we realized that we could actually extend it, so shift one of the bedrooms there and actually get an extra room, which ended up being, I don't know, it could be a laundry room, it could be a study, it could be anything. So the opportunity to create that space just by going up there and seeing that, oh, this is an opportunity that we can take advantage of, is why you want your interior designer to be able to be part of your construction process. Okay. And yeah, so on this particular day, please ignore my outfits for that day. The block work, the window bit was supposed to be done the next day, but the workers were actually able to get to the window bit on this particular day, and I was called to come in to just make sure that where the windows had been planned is exactly where they were putting it. That's another thing. So where your windows are going to go, sometimes when you draw when you see your architectural drawings, or you look at your 3D drawings from the outside, it looks really, really nice because your windows downstairs match your windows upstairs, and and it's aesthetically pleasing from the outside. But then from the inside, how functional is it? Where the window is located on the inside doesn't mean that it's going to be in the way of where you want to put a bed. If you are the kind of person who minds a window being above your head, where your bed is, or above your bed, you might not want your window there. Some people are able to process where they want their beds to be earlier on before the room is actually done. Some may not. So if you are the kind of person who knows what you want your layout to look like, these are some of the decisions that you have to make. So what I usually do is that in the bedroom, if there's enough space, I always do one big window on one wall and then two small windows on another wall, and I try to make sure that there's at least 6 feet between both windows. That way I know I can fit a bed in between the windows and still have like a nice headboard, or if you want to put some artwork there, you can. If the room is even big enough, just leave a little more space for your side tables, so that your side table is not in front of your curtain. Although if you don't have a choice and your side table has to be in front of your curtains, like those two small windows I was talking about, it's still possible. There are ways to design it so that it still looks good and it's still functional. Okay, so those are some of the little things that I think I was particular about at this stage. So that is the block work. I think there was some block work for the wardrobe. and it was really, really long. And I thought, we do not need an L wardrobe here. So discussing that with the clients and being able to make those changes helped. So some of those things were able to also save costs and just make some of these key decisions very early on, so that we don't have to correct them later, or so that it doesn't become another interior designer's headache to solve that problem. we don't mind, okay. Yeah, so that's what I was doing here, just looking at the windows for the bathroom. You always want to make sure that you don't have a window where you want your shower to be. If you don't go on site, you will come back and find a window in your shower. There's nothing wrong with it if you don't mind, but if you are the kind of person who minds, or if you have the space, put it above the toilet or put it somewhere else. Also make sure that it's not right above your sink. That way you can't put a mirror there. You want to be able to put a mirror or something above your sink. So just make sure that you don't come to your site later and find that or even from your architectural drawings. Honestly, all these things can be corrected from your architectural drawings. You can work with your architect, or your interior designer can work with your architect to make sure that all these things are done on the floor plan. But you also want to be able to go on site and just make sure that what is on your plan is reflected on the actual floor or in the actual space. Yeah, so once the first course of blocks are done, you don't have to stay for everything else. You just make sure that the first course is done, and that's what you want it to look like. And then when it gets to the stage where they do the windows, whether it's going to be 2 course if it's a long window, or if it's a 4 course if it's a standard window, you can wait when they get to that stage. Then you also just make sure you are okay with where the windows are, the windows and doors. So another thing for the doors, in, let's say, the bathroom, okay, that's just an example. There was a shared bathroom on the top floor, and when you enter on the left hand side, it had a toilet and a sink and a shower. Okay, now the door was planned to be right in the middle. Now, knowing that if you open the door, it's going to hit the sink, it made sense to now shift it a bit to the right. On the floor plan, it looked fine, but when you are in the space, you actually realize that it makes more sense to shift it a bit. So that's another thing you want to look at sometimes. Yeah, so that's about it for this video. In the next video, I'll show you some of the key things that we did on the ground floor while the top floor was being done, where we put the switches and sockets, and how some of those decisions are made as well. Yeah, so that's about it. Just hit the like button if you haven't already, and comments. Let me leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Can you see another business in there? Let me know if you can spot 2 business ideas in this video. I plan to do a video very, very soon on businesses in the construction industry that people can start to consider. So if you can spot any, or if you've spotted any so far, do let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.